Hello everybody, this is Nick Simpson from Just Traffic Profit, and I have some more information. This is actually the sixth video in our series so far on creating a SEO friendly web page, guys. And I'm sorry if I keep looking down. I am referring and looking at the Google SEO starter guide, guys. And if you're not familiar with this document, this is something that I have been using to reference for most of the video I've made so far. And here's the front page, guys. This is a free document on Google. Go download it and go check it out. It's great information and it's free. If you're not using it, there's no reason why you're not. I want to pick up where we left off. We ended up looking at a couple different ways that you can actually use different anchor text in your linking, and we're talking about good practices for content, guys. And that's where we were, and we're picking up right now in this video on header tags, or heading tags, I'm sorry, guys. Basically what these things are is a tag that signifies a heading to content. If you are familiar with HTML, you possibly have seen these around. The brackets and then H1 or H2, H3. If you've seen these, you know what I'm talking about. If not, check out some simple HTML tutorials and they will explain how to use these to encapsulate headings for your content. Now, what these do as far as HTML goes is they will actually create a larger font size and possibly change the boldness of the text and stuff like that. Basically makes it emphasizes the text. Now, as far as generating your page, making it look good, these are very useful tags. However, what we're talking about is search engine optimization, and the relevance with this tag and search engine optimization is rather huge, guys. If you're not using these, you need to be using these. If you are using these, you need to make sure you're using them accurately and correctly for true headings to the content you have, and not just to make all your text giant, guys. The point is this: the reference they show is using let's see if we can get it in there. They use an H1 for Brandon's baseball cards, and then they use H2 for new treasure trove of baseball cards found. Now, what their point is in showing you this, guys, is they want you to understand that the H1 is your main page heading. Your main page heading should use the H1 tag. Subsequent following heading tags should all be H2. What this does for the Google bots, it lets them know which pieces of text are the most important on that page, and then which are the secondary most important. If you use their site structure that we've talked about in the past, what they're doing is they're now creating, in essence, page structure by doing this. And again, the reason that Google has these rules is so that it can quantify and value different pieces of information without actually having a person reading the document. So as far as their spiders know, when you say H1, that is the single most important topic on the page. Maybe there are more than one, and that is okay, guys. You can use more than one on a page, just don't get overboard with it. And then the H2, it says this is the next important text, but it may be structured underneath the H1 tag, so it will even sometimes tie those two pieces of information together. That is very important to understand. It also goes on to say here, guys, that placing text in heading tags that wouldn't be helpful in defining the structure of the page is not good. Using heading tags where other tags like EM and strong may be more appropriate is looked down upon. Erratically moving from one heading size to another. That's what we're just talking about. They want heading sizes to be structured and logical. If you do it, as the phrase they use, erratically, then their search engine is not going to like that. It says using headings sparingly across the page. Now, like I said, you can use a few, guys, but once you use it doesn't want you to use a bunch on a single page. You can have a bunch on your website throughout all your pages, but you don't need 5, 10, 20 on one page. Generally, if I have one page, I have one article and I have one heading, period. My website title may be large, and then the heading of the article or the document that I created in that one web page. So that only tag that you're going to see on my page is this H1 tag at all. And you can use a couple, 2, 3, and get away with it, and that's fine. But the point is that you need to understand that the more you use it, the more chances that you have to be looked down upon by Google. So do use it sparingly. They go on to the next thing they talk about is optimizing using your images. A lot of the things that Google has to say is about image optimization, is also about accessibility options, and this is something that I wanted to cover next, is using the alt tag, ALT tag, on your images. If you don't know what this is a way that you can add text that is associated to the image on your website. If you're using an HTML editor, most likely you can right click and go to properties on any picture, and it will have alt text as a field you can fill in. If not, the code for it is the same code as you would use to add an image. Inside of your brackets you would have alt equals, and then within parentheses whatever text following you enter there will be your alt text. Now, what does this do? Well, it does a couple things, guys. Number one, if you've ever put your mouse on an image without clicking and you see a little text hover pop up above it, okay, that's exactly what this does. Now, why is this relevant? Well, it's relevant for two major reasons. Number one is that, believe it or not, guys, blind people surf the internet. Let me say it again. Blind people surf the internet. Yes, and I will retract that and say visually impaired. I don't want to make anybody mad. But the point is this: people who cannot see are on the internet. To most people, it sounds silly. In all actuality, people who are visually impaired love the internet. There's software out there, Dragon Naturally Speaking, and all these different programs that will actually read web pages to people. And trust me, guys, you can't see, love information and love learning about news and everything else just as much as you and me. And the thing is that they cannot see the picture, unfortunately. So what this alt tag does is it tells them what the image is of. So if they're reading about dogs and it says a picture of a Labrador Retriever, they know what they're looking at or would be looking at, okay? I'm probably not conveying my message correctly here, and if I haven't offended anybody, I apologize. But the simple point I'm trying to make is that if you use alt tags, it is really going to help a lot of people. It's going to help a lot of people. So use these alt tags for that reason. Now here's your bonus benefit to doing that. Google loves alt tags. Google uses alt tags along with linkage, H1 heading tags, and your page title and meta information, and it actually associates all these information, different pieces of information, to rate the value of a set of keywords. So don't keyword spam using alt tags, guys, but accurately describe your images, and this will most definitely assist you in PageRank and getting your website ranked on Google. Okay, now we are going to pretty much cut off here. There's a couple more things I want to cover on the images, but I am running out of time. I apologize for that. That's YouTube's limitation, not my own. What they go on to say is they're talking about, and they actually show a picture, okay? If your image does not load, that's another thing. If your image doesn't load, it shows the text too. This is a simple box, and then the text, that's where an alt text would show. If this page was set up for accessibility options for people who are visually impaired, or if the image doesn't load, it would still say the text so people know what was supposed to be there. That can be good if you change images a lot, or if you use a free hosting service for images where they may get taken down. That way people still know what was supposed to show up there. I do have one more thing to cover. Okay, use brief descriptive file names, alt text. And once you use a descriptive file name in your image and alt text, okay, guys, that means simply if the picture is of a dog, make the title dog.jpg. You got to do it. You want everything in line, and the name of your image file is also included in that. Be aware of that. That's all I have for this video. Nick Simpson, Just Traffic Profit. I apologize, I really am out of time, and we'll pick up on video 7 shortly after this.